Hello, I am Steven, the calculator guy, and today I'm going to talk about MAI Finance, and I'm going to try to quickly build a calculator. So hopefully it's not too boring. This is the first time I'm actually building a calculator on video, but it's just to illustrate a particular strategy that unfortunately is not going to be easy to implement for the same reason that the Degen box with Abracadabra and UST is not easy to implement, simply because of lack of borrowable funds. Anyways, MAI Finance is a really cool protocol that, not a sponsor, by the way, just want to get that out there. Just because I'm calling it cool does not mean that they're paying me, does not mean that I'm recommending it. Simply that I think it is neat from a tokenomics standpoint and from an ease of use standpoint. Anyways, MAI Finance works very similar to Abracadabra in so much as you provide collateral and they provide a stablecoin, which is MAI, which has been pegged pretty well. So if we go into the app, I'm already there, but I'll click enter app so you can see sort of what you would see. You can see the dashboard, right? So they have a lot of value locked, almost 100 million, good for them. Most of that is on Polygon, which is sort of like the lesser used of the EVMs. You have Avalanche being the big one. Phantom, I think Phantom is going to overtake Polygon. I think actually, in terms of market cap, Phantom is already above Polygon. But so Phantom and Polygon are the two major chains for MAI Finance. Wonderfully done. And this is where you can go and create your own vault. So this whole idea is like BYOB, which is be your own bank, which I like in theory, which is pretty cool. You can create your own vault, which is neat, and then with that vault that you create that is your vault, you can deposit your funds and borrow against them at a particular ratio. So let's go over and do that. If you click vaults, I created a Phantom vault. I didn't do anything with it. So my ratio is infinity%. Let's create a vault. Now the one that I would want to create, if I could create one, I can, is this Yearn Vault DAI. Why? Well, because Yearn Vault has 13% APY. So if I could use Yearn Vault as collateral and borrow DAI, I could sell that DAI for more Yearn Vault DAI, and then, or MAI for DAI, and then, loop it, right? That's sort of what I really want to do, but it seems like a lot of people were already hip onto that potential strategy, and it is completely depleted. So anyways, here's what you would do. You would click Create Vault, you pay a little fee to create that vault. I don't mind paying a little fee. Apparently the vault takes a while to create. Are we pending here? No? We created the vault, so I imagine the vault's already created. If I refresh, it should be there. Vaults. My vaults. Yeah, okay. So, as I always say, refresh is the magical button of DeFi. So here we go. I have my Phantom, I have my DAI, I can manage, I can deposit. Can't really borrow because there's 0 to borrow, which is, oh no, there's just 0 available to borrow. If you go to vaults, come on now. If you go down here, you'll see that there's 0 MAI to borrow, which is unfortunate. But anyways, to the calculator, I want to know that if what I could get as an APY if I looped using Yearn Vault and MAI. So at a 110% minimum collateral ratio, what that means is you have to have 110% of whatever you borrowed against. So let's get that done first. Let's do YV DAI, right? So let's just do 10, I don't know. How much is that? Let's add some more zeros. Let's make it a big number. Let's go crazy with it. Big numbers are fun to watch. Okay, so what is that? $1 million? And the borrow ratio, is that what that thing is called? Collateral ratio. Okay. So min collateral ratio is 110%. There we go. Therefore, we have borrowable MAI. That would be equals, not times, but it would be divided by. So this divided by this, which is $909,000, which is pretty good. Okay, so we know that we're getting we're getting almost 14%, but 13.93 will be accurate. 13.93. So let's just say YV.APY, which is 13.93%. But I would rather not have that slash, forward slash, no, backward slash. I don't know, didn't really see it. I like the slashes because, like, if it's leaning forward, it's called a forward slash. If it's leaning backwards, it's a backward slash. Pretty easy to remember that way. Okay, so now let's do the loops. So we know it's 110 collateral ratio, so we can borrow equals this number plus this number, right? That's loop number 1. So loop number 0 is right here. So APY equals this. Now the APY would be this number times this number, right? Yep. Because that's going to give me that number, and I want that number divided by the original, because that'll show me how much that is in profit compared to the original. Cool. So with one loop, we're already at 26%. Oh, awesome. All right. So now what I need is this number divided by the mineral collateral ratio. Perfect. And I want to make sure that that is locked. That's why I use the little money signs. That way that number doesn't change, because what I'm about to do is drag this down. I'm going to drag this number all over Twitter. Drag it down, right? So this just this essentially shows me, oh, but I want no, I don't necessarily want to do that, because I want to add that. Okay, so this is all garbage. Let's delete that. What I want to do is equals yeah, I need to know what's borrowed. So okay, say borrowed equals that. Okay, so now what's borrowed here is divided by this. And now I can put that money sign. Okay, drag that down. And now I'll do equals this plus this. So that tells me how much I will have collateralized after the next loop, right? Okay, and that's fine. I want that to be dynamic, so I can drag that down. Now I'll do loops. This is loop number 0. And then what I'll do is equals this plus 1. I can drag that down. All right. So now I wanted to see what the APY is going to be. Okay, so the APY, can I just drag that down? Let's see. J10, no, that can't be locked. This can be locked. And E12 can be locked. Perfect. All right, cool. There we go. So, this is awesome. It looks like after 9 loops, we're at like 95. At 10 loops, we're nearly at 100% APY with stablecoins. So you can see why all that money's drained out. Now, there's going to be fees, right? But it's phantom fees, you know? We can deal with phantom fees. So this is really cool. I love it. It looks like you're almost at 10x collateralized ratio. That probably isn't right. Is that? No, that could be right. Could it? Yeah, you can borrow 90% almost. Actually, more than 90%, like 91%. And you keep borrowing 91% of the last number. That's correct. Yeah, this is right. Wow, you could do this quite a bit more if you want to. Where does it peak? Okay, 153. It peaks around 153. So this is kind of like I don't know what the mathematical curve for this is, but it's like it approaches one number. So it looks like it's approaching, I don't know, 152.3. Yeah. Okay. So once you're not going to do 100 more loops for 0.0001% more APY. So it looks like you're probably also not going to hand do 30 loops because that's a process. Maybe if you have a night off and you just have a ton of money in that vault, you want to do it. So basically, this is a thrown together calculator to see how much APY you would get from doing this cool looping tactic with MAI. Now, you can't do it because there's nothing in the vault. But let's see if there's anything else like this on the Avalanche chain. Let me hop over to Avalanche. I'm also going to hop over to, I'm going to check Avalanche. I'm also going to check Polygon. Oh no. Fuck. So frustrating. Polygon. Let's check Polygon first. It's like that's their mother chain. Yes, switch network. Cool. And then cancel. Cancel. Alright. Is there anything similar? We have but of course nothing. So something similar here. We have some sort of interest-bearing token, I'm imagining, with DAI. However, there's nothing to borrow against it because people understand this is a great opportunity. Now, honestly, I wouldn't be too hesitant to do this with BT. Like if this is also an interest-bearing BTC, I wouldn't be too hesitant to do that. So maybe that's something to consider. Let's just check Avalanche. Maybe there's an off chance that there's an opportunity like this for them. Oh my gosh. Here we go. AVAX. By the way, guys, let me know if that was the most boring thing you ever witnessed while I made that calculator, or if you were kind of into it because you want to know how to make calculators on your own. That is one thing I'm considering as a like video set. Yes, switch network. Cancel. But I connected. I know you have Avalanche. What do you mean? You gave me the option of Avalanche. Can I not use Avalanche? Borrow on Avalanche. Okay. Okay, cool. Vaults. Create a vault. They only have MAI AVAX, but there's a lot available to borrow against it. In the middle, MAI AVAX. So maybe something to consider, right? All right, so that's it, guys. If you want me to like build a calculator for this, I probably will, but I'll have that on my Patreon because I want to support those guys who support me, and I really appreciate their support. So because this channel can't be monetized due to a ridiculous tech issue, which is really making me want to create a totally new channel under my wife's name, but I'm holding out for now, hoping that one day in the distant future someone can help me with this issue. Please don't offer to help, because so many people have tried and have failed, and it's in God's hands now at this point. But people are working on it, so thank them. Anyways, Patreon link is in the description. Thank you so much. We do some cool stuff over there. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, leave. I want you to feel like you're getting a value out of the service that I provide. And if you're not getting a value, please go ahead and leave. I don't want any bad karma. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you'll know MAI Finance now. You create vaults, you add collateral, you borrow against it. Hopefully you can do that with some IBTs, some interest-bearing tokens, get some money on some money. But be careful with that, because if you're using a volatile token like AVAX, which just dropped like 20-something% during this Black Friday sale, you want to make sure that's not going to hit your liquidation and you're not going to get liquidated. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day.